everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the SCSRA Fortuna Iron Truck Series here at Eldora. The trucks take to the dirt. It's going to be a wild one here tonight as we get ready for 40 laps around Eldora. We got trucks out there trying to make their way around this tricky dirt track. Right now we've got a couple different groups of trucks on track as they try to get their way around this. We see Logan Hagerman in the road course truck at the dirt. I think he's a little lost right now. At the top of the speed chart so far, though, is the 68 of Devin Pacino, and I apologize for his truck not having the paint job on it. I'm having a little trouble with my trading paints tonight, so some of the trucks may not look the way you're used to seeing them, and I do apologize for that. FLM54 says, hey, Atlee, just saying hi. Atlee's not calling the race tonight. He'll be here tomorrow night. Tonight you got me as we get ready for 40 laps, plus some heat races here at Eldora. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. We see Brian Canuti up at the top of the board. Has himself a win. See Devin Buchino back in second. Has a win. Eddie Morris back in third. So those drivers locked in to the playoffs in a couple weeks. See Dave Hartney, Michael Provolt, Derek Chaput just on the outside looking in. Joe Wright right there on the bubble. So we'll see who's able to advance themselves maybe with a win here tonight as we get ready to get dirty. Speaking of getting dirty, we see on the truck here the front of Devin Buchino's truck. Let's get a look at this one right here. See a picture of Uncle Todd on the hood. Cody Moore and Uncle Todd on the back as well. And there's a little bit of a side bet going on here tonight. Whoever can finish higher between Devin Buchino and Uncle Todd will actually get $20. So we take a look, see Uncle Todd, if he's on track. Nope, he's sitting on pit road right now. Also, the winner of tonight's race will get $50 courtesy of Gil's Dump Truck and Pizzeria. So a couple different things going on here tonight. See Michael Provolt in that 95, and again, I apologize for these paint jobs not looking the way that they normally do as we are getting ready for qualifying. And let's see who one of the first drivers out on track for qualifying is tonight. A little different format than you're used to seeing here. See Craig Schroeder in the 4, and yes, I know that's not the 4 that he normally drives, but a little different format here tonight as the drivers will be getting their qualifying laps in. You got 10 minutes to get 2 laps into qualifying, and then we'll do some heat racing. So you see Craig Schroeder trying to hook that low lane around Eldora. There's 2 ways to run Eldora. You can run that bottom lane. There's actually a ton of grip down there, but you got to be right down against the wall, or all the way up at the top of the wall. And if you've never seen a dirt race, there's going to be some terms I'm going to throw around tonight. One of them is going to be slide job. That's when you drive down hard into the corner and slide up in front of the driver in front of you. That's one way to make a pass here at Eldora. Another word we'll talk about tonight is moisture and slickness, and that's the track state itself. Right now, the track's been groomed. It looks a little dry, so it's going to be a little slicker. Not a lot of moisture in the track. The more moisture the track has, the more grip we're going to find as Devin Pacino jumps to the top of the board. We see Brian Merle Jr. out on track right now. So the more moisture in the track and the darker the track is, the more grip you're going to find. Once the track starts to get slick, you'll see it actually shine up, and that makes the track incredibly tough to drive. So we'll be seeing these drivers sideways all night long, and that's how you want to drive a dirt track, is you want to get that truck hung out sideways to get the drive off the corner. So you don't want to get it too sideways that you're losing time, but if you can get that truck pointed in the right direction, you can drive straight off the corner. Much like we're seeing Brian Merle Jr. do right now. Oh, he gets a little too sideways, and that's going to hurt his time as he catches the wall just a little bit. Michael Rosenberger up to the top of the board, and he's running that high lane. Hanging it out high, wide, and handsome up there. He jumps up to the top of the board over Devin Buccino. Brian Canuti is in second currently. See Michael White out on track as well. And he's up into the wall, and that is not going to help him out. One dirt racer we're going to expect to see up near the front all night long is the 53 of Will Witt. We see Michael Provolt just out there trying to get some laps in at the moment. See who else is out on track currently. See Eddie Morris getting ready to make his laps. And again, Eddie not driving the truck that we're used to seeing him in, that orange machine. Will Witt out on track right now. We'll run a patriotic paint job tonight, as we did just celebrate Memorial Day. When we think about all of those that we've lost. So Will using his paint job there to pay his respects to those that we lost at war. Will's only going to bring it home P5 in qualifying. Very unusual for that 53 machine. See, Mark Shaver's rolling off of pit road with about 5.5 minutes left here in practice. I'm sorry, in qualifying, not practice. And again, all we're doing here is setting the grid for our heat races. And all the trucks are going to make the feature. The heat races are going to determine their starting position. Shavers has a pretty good lap going right now. Doesn't have it hung out too sideways. Getting it driving off the corner pretty well. Comes across the line. He's going to be P11 on his first lap. Let's see if he's able to do anything here on his second lap. Great corner there. Drives straight off the corner. Slings it down into turn number 3, using the throttle to sling that truck around as he comes across the line. And Mark's going to jump up into P8. So a great lap for that 6 truck. Eddie Morris is now on track. Again, I do apologize for the wrong paint job on that truck. Normally we see Eddie in that orange Morris Customs truck. Eddie showed a lot of speed in the Xfinity race here at Eldora. We're going to have to see if he's able to do anything tonight. Eddie moves up into the 8th position. Oh, then shows his love for dirt racing and puts it right up into the outside wall. See Blake Hensley out on track in that 31 machine. He's going to finish his laps right there. And see if Provolt's still out there running some practice right now. Looks like only a couple drivers left to qualify. Bobby Mays out there on track right now, get his qualifying attempt done. Just coming to take the checkered flag. Uncle Todd out on track. Uncle Todd showed some speed in the Xfinity race as well as he makes his way down the backstretch into turn number 3. Across the start-finish line for his first lap, and he's going to jump up into the 13th position. Again, him and Devin Butchno have a nice $20 side bet going on right now, who can finish the highest out of those two. Uncle Todd's going to finish up his lap, and it looks like with about a minute and a half left, that is going to be everybody who comes out tonight. Of course, I want to thank everybody who's joined us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. Do appreciate you joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Of course, I forgot that we are not streaming on Twitch tonight, just Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Share it if you know anybody who likes some dirt racing and would appreciate watching this race tonight. Don't forget to share it to your friends and family. Also, don't forget to join or visit our web store at intensityracing.com. That's intensityracing.com. There is a link down below. So check that out as well at intensityracing.com. And tomorrow night you can find the SCSRA Xfinity Series, as it'll be Atman Atlee Reese will have the call for that one tomorrow as we go to take on New Hampshire Motor Speedway tomorrow. So my home track, so I'm looking forward to a good race there as always. As we have about 10 seconds before the first heat starts, but we get ready for that heat to begin. Michael Lawrence says good luck to all his 2 pedals, 1 clutch teammates as they all line up and get ready for the race. So the first heat, we'll have Michael Rosenberger on pole, Eli Raposa back in second, Brian Merle Jr. third, Mark Shavers, Todd Mays, David Wright, Zachary Cox, and Nick Mather. So again, this is just for lining up. This has nothing to do with whether they make the race or not. Everybody will advance on to the actual race. This is more for gridding and seeing where everybody is going to start tonight. Just waiting for Mark Shavers to join. There he is. And it looks like Nick Mathers is going to sit out this heat. Because I do not see him gridding right now. So here we go. Our formation lap is starting. And Michael Rosenberger will be on the front row here tonight. I think I just figured out why my paint jobs are not loading up. We'll fix that in just a moment. Actually, got to throw up my Wreckage Rewind screen for a second so I can fix that right here, because I know exactly what I forgot to do. See if this fixes these paint jobs here tonight. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here, and already see Raposa having some issues here on the start. Got a little loose there. Hit the gas too hard. That's going to put Michael Rosenberger right out to the front. Brian Merrill Jr. with a great start, sitting back in second. And we see Shavers third as you just saw him 3 wide out in front. And there is going to be no cautions here in this heat race. You see Zachary Cox working up the high side of Uncle Todd. Is Uncle Todd trying to use that low lane to get around right up in front. Mark Shavers in the Sinclair machine has moved up into the 3rd position. And Brian Merrill Jr. is trying to chase down Michael Rosenberger. As they come across the line, we're going to have just 5 laps to go here in our first heat light race. Junior looking down to the low side, trying to get the grip on that low side. You can make the pass down there. It's just a little bit tougher as Rosenberger's using that high lane and doing a good job up there outside that groove. And we don't have quite the cushion just yet. And a cushion, what that is if the dirt moves up the track, you get a big cushion of dirt. And if you can put your rear tires in that dirt, it gives you a little bit extra traction. As we see Mark Shavers starting to run down Brian Merrill Jr. just a little bit. Zachary Cox hooking that low line. Being a bit of a bottom feeder trying to get around Mark Shavers, but just not quite there yet as we're coming across the line here. To 4 laps to go. As we see just how wide this dirt track is as the field makes their way off of turn number 2. And Rosenberger now starting to use that cushion that's up there just a little bit. It's starting to come in. And you're seeing him right up on that high side as Mark Shavers is trying to reel in Brian Merrill Jr. as we're coming to just 3 laps to go. Now a big lead Rosenberger has over Jr. and Shavers. White flag is in the air. I know it shows 4 laps to go up there as my time and scoring has frozen up there, and we'll fix that in just a moment as Michael Rosenberger takes the checkered flag. And bear with me just a moment as we get the time and scoring fixed up on our screen up there. Oh. See if we can get our grid up for our second heat. Drivers are out there on track, and we'll get that fixed up in just a moment as we have trucks on track and ready for their second heat race. We see looks like Cody Moore down low trying to cool his tires off. Brian Nudi's going to lead him on our second of 2 heat races here tonight. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here. Brian Canuti down on the low side. We see Will Witt up on the high side, and already the 5 of Bobby Mays trying to make a move in there as well. As Will Witt takes the lead away, and here comes Eddie Morris looking down on the low side, trying to get around Brian Canuti in that Ford machine. Cody Moore down on the bottom as well, as they make their way off of turn number 3 and into turn number 1. Will Witt's got a great lead over second place Brian Canuti is working that high line. Eddie Morris back in third has Bobby Mays all over the back bumper as well. So just behind him we see the 31 of Blake Hensley and Cody Moore going at it. Cody working that high lane, trying to get around, and Craig Schroeder currently at the back of the field. Up front, Brian Canuti still trying to hold off Eddie Morris as those two are sideways off the corner. Now we're starting to see that cushion start to come in. You can really see the dirt piling up on that high side. We got about 5 laps to go here. Eddie Morris down on the low side. Just not able to get to the back bumper of Brian Canuti. Canuti starting to pull away just a little bit. Bobby Mays trying to gain some traction to attack the 8 of Eddie Morris. That battle continues up front. Little glitch there on my computer. I apologize for that. There we go. We got time and scoring back as Will Witt continues to lead over Brian Canuti with just 3 laps to go. Here comes Bobby Mays looking down to the low side. Not able to make the move just yet as Canuti starting to pull away from Eddie Morris a little bit further. And Cody Moore catches the wall just a little bit with the right rear of his truck. Looks like Cody's just barely jumping that cushion there and just not able to get that truck hooked up as the white flag is in the air. Will Witt comes off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Blake Hensley has some issues. He's around on the backstretch as Will Witt is going to come off of turn number 4 and across the stripe sideways, and he's going to win his heat here. Brian Canuti is going to come home in second. Eddie Morris back in the 3rd position as we take a look at our results of heat number 2. As soon as they pop up here on my end. There's your results for heat number 2, and I apologize. For some reason, I've got the wrong logos up on the screen. I'll get that taken care of right now. As we've got heat number 3 getting ready to grid. Ignore that iOS logo. That is not supposed to be there. Again, I do apologize for the incorrect logo. We'll get that fixed up in just a moment as the field is getting ready for our 3rd heat. See the starting order right there on the screen. So over the weekend, my computer decided it wanted to crash on me, and I had to reset all my settings, and hence why having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're getting all the bugs worked out before the main event here tonight.
Green flag is out.
Green flag is out, as you heard. And already Dave Hartney up into the wall trying to get this traction down as we've got him 4 wide. Look at Hagerman down on the bottom. All the way to Provolt up into the wall. Hartney almost in the wall as he jumped the cushion, but now he's up there into the lead around Butchino. On my side in just a moment. We see Hartney out to the lead over Butchino, and we see Kyle Mays trying to get around the 68 of Butchino as well. So already seeing some speed out of a couple different runners here tonight. Ooh, Logan Hagerman gets up into the wall. Able to hold on to it. So move Logan Hagerman up into the 3rd position as Kyle Mays and Michael Provolt battle right behind him. Derek Chaput, Michael White both having some issues. Chaput getting back turned around and getting back rolling. As David Hartney coming up on the lap truck of Derek Chaput. Chaput's going to stay down on the low side to let the faster trucks by. We have just 2 laps to go left in this heat race. As Butchino's trying to get back to that back bumper, but just not finding the speed to do it. Checker flag is out, and David Hartney is going to win this heat. Take a look at the results when they pop up on my screen. We show the results for heat number 3. Looks like heat number 4 getting ready to grid. This is not a heat number 4. This is the actual race. We hear the fireworks going off, and see those fireworks right here on the front stretch as the field gets ready to go here at Eldora. And we try to get my timing issues figured out here. Again, I do apologize for the issues that we are having here with the timing and scoring. I did run a little test session this morning, but for some reason it didn't want to work for me. So we'll give you the starting lineup. Michael Rosenberger is going to be on pole with Will Witt in second. David Hartney, Brian Merle Jr. row 2. Brian Nudie, Devin Bacino row 3. Eddie Morris, Mark Shavers in row 4. Zachary Cox and Logan Hagerman make up row number 5. Kyle Mays and Bobby Mays, row 6. Cody Moore and Todd Mays in row 7. Michael Provolt and Eli Raposa back in row 8. Derek Chaput, Blake Hensley back in row number 9. And David Wright and Michael White back in row 10. Nick Mather, Craig Schroeder, and Brandon White at the grid as we get ready for the green flag. excuse the ugly screen you're about to see for a second as we get our, turn off the spotter sounds that you are hearing, and I do apologize for the ugliness that we just saw right there, but timing and scoring is back up at the top of the screen as that pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Michael Rosenberger is going to lead him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Eldora, and already 3 wide behind Brian Merrill Jr., Brian Canuti, David Hartney 3 wide. As Jr. is trying to get the run through the middle here. Yeah, the fireworks still going off here at Eldora. Canuti using that bottom lane right now, trying to get around Brian Merrill Jr. Already Devin Butchino back in the 7th position using the high line, gets around Eddie Morris, trying to work around the 6 of Mark Shavers. Some great hard racing here in the back. We have 3 wide. Logan Hagerman, Cody Moore, and Zachary Cox as they almost make contact between Logan and Cody. And then some contact between Cody Moore and Zachary Cox, but he are able to keep it going straight as we are still 3 wide with Bobby Mays in the middle. Now we're going to streak it out to 2 wide, and we are still under green. David Hartney bounces off the wall right behind Mark Shavers. That's going to allow Eddie Morris to get a run, try to get underneath that 43, and here comes the 5. Oh, as Cody Moore gets around! Cody Moore is around. A caution is out. And that is going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the evening. We take a look to see what happened to Cody Moore here. Oh, right there, he was already turned around. Let's take a look here. He's working down on the low side and just gets a little bit loose, tries to correct it, and then makes contact with the 7 of Logan Hager, and Logan had nowhere to go. Hagerman makes contact with the outside wall. We see Kyle Mays trying to get around. He's able to clear Cody, but does make a little bit of contact with Logan Hagerman down the front stretch, and those two meet and bang doors for a moment, but everybody's able to get around Cody Moore. Not a lot of damage to the 52. So he'll be able to continue on. And Will Witt will continue to be your leader. So lights are off on the pace truck. We are going to be going back green flag racing as we see Will Witt choosing the high side, putting Michael Rosenberger up on the down on the low side. And high side will be the preferred line until the track really starts to slick off and the low line starts to come into play. So you'll see these drivers as the race goes on moving all over the track to find grip. Brian Canuti back in the 4th position. He's got Brian Merrill Jr. underneath him in 3rd. Coming back to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Will Witt with a great jump. Michael Rosenberger immediately has Brian Canuti fighting to the outside. As Canuti catches the wall just a little bit, jumps the cushion. That's going to allow Rosenberger back to the inside to get a little momentum. But here comes Canuti really fighting hard on that high side, way over the cushion, and continues to get the momentum up off the high side while these two battle. It's going to allow Will Witt to pull away. Great battling a little further back. Eddie Morris in a battle. Brian Merrill Jr. and Devin Butchino. Butchino up into the 5th spot, currently ahead of Uncle Todd. Uncle Todd running back in the 13th position. as those two do have a little bit of a side bet going tonight. Remember, the winner of the race tonight will win $50, courtesy of Gill's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria. Kyle Mays in a battle back here. He's got Mark Shavers right in front of him, and Zachary Cox trying to make a move down on the low side just in front. Bobby Mays, as Zachary Cox really throws it in there, throws a huge slide job, makes contact with Mark Shavers, brings out the yellow. We see Derek Chaput sideways as well. And that's going to bring up our second wreckage rewind of the night. As we take a look to see what happened to Mark Shavers, and we know we saw Zachary Cox throw a big slider on Shavers. Let's see if that's exactly what brought it out here. Is Cox throws it in real deep and just cannot hold it. He spins it around, and then just behind, we see Derek Chaput sideways. Let's see if we can see what happened to Chaput to send him around. Like he was just down on the low side and just, Blake Hensley got into the back, and Cody Moore made some contact as well, and Cody ended up spinning it around as well. So up front, Will Witt continues the lead over Brian Canuti. Yeah, don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the SCSRA National Series takes on New Hampshire Motor Speedway at Lee Atman Weiss. We'll have the call for that one. Joseph, I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to say your last name, says go Devin. I'm usually pretty good with the, I'm going to say either Polish or Russian last name right there, but I'm not even going to try that one. As Will Witt's going to choose the outside yet again, putting Brian Newton down on the bottom this time. Just behind, we see David Hartney and Michael Rosenberger in row number 2. David Hartney having a great run here up into the top 5. As Will Witt hits the loud pedal, gets us back under green. We're back racing here at Eldora. As we see, again, some 3-wide racing. Oh, trucks up into the wall. Eddie Morris up into the wall. David Hartney up there as well. Logan Hagerman trying to make his way up towards the front again as well. Rosenberger down on the bottom, trying to bottom feed, trying to get around his teammate. Just not able to get there quite yet, as he's got Eddie Morris up to the high side now. Logan Hagerman looking up on that high side as well. And we've got a big crash in the back. Big crash. Trucks all over the place. Caution is out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trucks involved in this one, and that's going to bring out another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see exactly what happened there. As there was a lot of trucks spinning on my screen, and we will try to break this one down for you. We might even have to go to the blimp for this one. Looks like it starts with the 55 of Kyle Mays, who's got his uncle in front of him as they are to the bottom as they make their way. It looks like Junior checked up just a little bit. Pacino got into the side of his teammate Junior. Junior spins out right in front of Kyle Mays. David Wright has nowhere to go. He makes contact. We see Bobby Mays get turned from the spinning 55. Uncle Todd caught up in this as well. Blake Hensley trying to sneak through. He gets involved. We see Cody Moore trying to slow it down. He gets in the side of the 46. That is Raposa. Mark Shavers spinning behind as well, and turns into a parking lot in the corner. But doesn't look like a whole lot of damage to most of these trucks as they're able to continue on, and another restart for Will Witt. We see the 53 back up on the outside. Canuti down on the bottom. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. Will Witt with another great jump As Rosenberger up on that high side trying to get around Canuti. Working that cushion right there, and he's going to get around Canuti. So move Rosenberger up into the second position as Michael White has some issues. He spins it around but gets it going. No caution flag. Logan Hagerman working around the high side of David Hartney, moving himself into the fourth position, but Hartney is fighting back down on the low side. A great move for Logan Hagerman to get himself up into fourth, and Hartney holding on to a top 5 position. Michael Provost right behind. He's looking racy. He's trying to get up into the top 5, currently in the 6th position. Eddie Morris really drives it down deep into the corner, down on the low side. Blake Hensley on the high side. He's trying to get some of this. Devin Butchino has some issues. Caution is out. And it is for the 68 of Butchino. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. So we try to figure out what happened to the 68 of Butchino. He had the 5 of Bobby Mays right behind him. And oh, it looks like David Wright just got into the corner a little hard, and they made contact and put Butchino down into the wall. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of damage, so he should be able to continue on without an issue. See Uncle Todd's face on that truck as well, and looking like that's going to be all right. So as we work lap number 14 of 40, again, caution laps do not count here in the heat in the final race. As I make a liar out of me, and it goes to 26 to go, so caution flags do count. And again, Will Witt choosing the high side, putting Rosenberger down on the low side. Brian Canuti back in third. Logan Hagerman clawing his way up into fourth, up 6 positions. So our biggest movers of the race, Michael Provost currently sitting in 5th, 10 spots up, and Blake Hensley in 10th, 10 spots up as well. So a couple big movers through the race here tonight as Will Witt gets back to the gas, and we are back racing. Rosenberger hard on the gas, gets a little sideways. That's allowing Brian Canuti to get down on the bottom and try to challenge him. Provo bounces off the wall right there outside of Canuti. And Canuti's starting to use that low lane. Being a bit of a bottom feeder right now, trying to find the grip as the track is starting to get really slick. And then another wreck as we got a bunch of trucks involved in this one. Craig Schroeder, David Wright. Bring up another wreckage rewind. It looks like Eli Raposa was in this one as well. Oh, we see Michael White bouncing off the wall right there in front of Raposa. And then, oh, we already see, yeah, it looks like David Wright was already sideways, made some contact maybe with Blake Hensley. It's, see if we can see this. Blake Hensley 3 wide in the middle. Mark Shavers, Uncle Todd makes some contact with the 31. And then Kyle Mays finishes him off. Derek Chaput makes contact. And yeah, you see David Wright just trying to hit the brakes to avoid plowing into the side. So, so it brings out our latest caution. As the lights are off on the pace truck, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them with just 25 laps to go here at Eldora. Logan Hagerman down on the low side this time. back to the gas. Logan Hagerman gets really loose on the low side. He's going to lose a ton of time. Brian Canuti around the outside. Here comes Eddie Morris on the outside, trying to get around Hagerman as well. Here comes Zach Cox. Zachary with into the wall, bouncing off the wall, trying to get around the 3 of Rosenberger, as Logan Hagerman is right there on the cushion, trying to get the good launch off the corner, and he is going to stay in front of Zachary Cox. We see the 43 of David Hartney working the low side, trying to find some grip down there to move himself forward. Looks like the low side is starting to come in as you're starting to see that high lane. You see Will Witt here as he comes off the corner. You see that high lane starting to get black and slick. That is exactly what that is. That is the track slicking off as we got another caution. And Bobby Mays around and in the wall. And he's stuck on the wall. And he's going to have to tow and reset here as we take a look to see what happened to bring out this latest caution. See Bobby Mays up in the high lane. We see Mark Shavers really sideways in front of him. There's some contact between Shavers and Kyle Mays, and that's going to put Bobby right up into the fence. Let's rewind that a little bit. Let's see exactly what happened to Kyle and Bobby there, or Kyle and Mark Shavers there. So we're looking for the 55 of Kyle Mays. There he is. Contact. Kyle goes straight up across the track, bounces up on his roof, able to get back on his wheels. Cody Moore involved. Saw Butchino involved as well. It looks like Cody is out of the race. That's going to shake things up a little bit here at the front. Will Witt still going to be your leader, but Brian Canuti is going to be restarting in second. Eddie Morris in third, and Logan Hagerman back in the 4th position. What Zachary Cox moves himself up into 5th. We see Rosenberger back in 6th, so he's got some work to do to get himself back up towards the front as Will Witt going to restart up on the high side. Off of turn number 4, green flag back in the air, and Logan Hagerman with a great jump on the high side. He's going to move himself around Canuti and into the 2nd position. We've seen that high, as they're both, Rosenberger and Logan Hagerman were hard into the wall. That's going to allow Brian Canuti to fight back on the low side. Great battle behind is Zachary Cox working that low lane. Trying to find the grip on the bottom. Caution is out. And that one is going to look like, it's like Blake Hensley, Craig Schroeder, Butchino involved in this one. Let's take a look at the replay, see what happened to Butchino. See, Hartney made a little bit of contact with Derek Chaput, but that actually caused Chaput to come down the track into Butchino. Sends Butchino up the track right in front of Blake Hensley and Brian Merle Jr. Mark Shavers gets a little piece of it as well. There's Craig Schroeder getting involved, and the 5 of Bobby Mays able just to get through there with no issues. So with 20 laps to go, Will Witt has led every single lap so far. Logan Hagerman is in the 2nd position now and stuck on that low line, and we've seen that low side not fire off as well as that high side all race long. Can Hagerman maybe change that on this restart? Brian Canuti back in 3rd. Michael Rosenberger in the 4th position. And Zachary Cox and Eddie Morris in 5th. Now, Uncle Todd is currently in the 7th position. And Devin Butchino currently finds himself back in the 17th position. So right now, the little side bet between Uncle Todd and Devin is in Uncle Todd's favor as Will Witt gets to the gas real hard using that banking to get going, and that puts him out in front again. As, oh, Logan Hickman goes around, Eddie Morris up on his roof. We got cars spinning and flipping. Chapoo, and we see Eddie Morris still up on his roof. Bobby Mays on his roof as well. Eddie still on his side. Eddie's going to have to reset, and that is going to bring out another Wreckage Rewind as we take a look at this one that just took out a ton of trucks. Almost immediately from the green flag, we see Rosenberger make some contact with Logan Hagerman. Hagerman goes spinning down, catches Brian Canuti and Zachary Cox. Eddie Morris catches the front of the 7, then gets hit by the 43. That sends him up in the air. And then up and over, you see Uncle Todd catching that inside wall right in front of Cody Moore. Cody Moore gets up in the air as well. And then you see the 6 Mark Shavers and Blake Hensley trying to sneak on through. Kyle Mays down at the bottom of the track. He gets spun around. Then the 09 of Michael White comes in, puts the 5 of Bobby Mays up on his lid. He makes a complete barrel roll, ends up back on the wheels. Eddie Morris, though, unfortunately not able to get back on his wheels. And you see Derek Chaput still sideways, and the 55 of Kyle Mays was able to continue on. So here we go. Will Witt back to the front, pace truck pulling back in. Green flag back in the air. Will with a great jump yet again. Brian Canuti down in second, has Zachary Cox looking up to the high side. Cox trying to make the move here on that high side to move himself up into second place. Makes a little contact with the wall. That allows Canuti to get a good run down on the bottom. As Will crosses the line here, we're going to have just 18 laps to go at Eldora, and a great battle here for second place. Michael Rosenberger trying to make himself known here and get himself up into the podium as well, as he's now working to the outside of Brian Canuti. Canuti, though, has the grip on the low side, and right now, you almost want to be right there on that high side where that cushion is. We'll take a look at Will Witt, and that is exactly what Will's doing, ripping that cushion exactly how you want to, as Zachary Cox just made hard contact with the wall. He's currently up in the second position, and then Rosenberger back in third, and Rosenberger using that cushion as well. But if you get down below that cushion, the truck gets really, really loose, as it's really slick down there. And right now, your only 2 options are to work up on the high lane, like Zachary Cox is doing, or you see the 3 of Rosenberger trying to use the low side, but just not low enough. You see that right rear tire in that slick dirt where it's shiny. That's slick. There is no traction there as Blake Hensley has gone around, and the yellow flag is back out. We see the 31 post office machine delivering another yellow flag here tonight. That's going to bring up our wreckage rewind here. Let's see what happened to Blake as he was working the low lane, trying to find the grip down on the bottom where that against that low wall, and just trying to let the slower or faster cars by. Oh, we see Devin Butchino get some contact. Oh, Chaput comes down across the track and catches the 31. So with just 14 laps to go, that brings up our 9th caution. As we try to get them re-racked, restacked to refire them with just when we go back green with just 13 laps to go. Not much has changed in that first position as Will Witt continues to lead. Zachary Cox now finds himself restarting on the low lane in second. Michael Rosenberger is going to be in third, and Brian Canuti is going to restart behind Will Witt. Give Will a little bit of an advantage here, having Canuti behind him. As lights are off on the pace truck, we're going to be getting ready to go back green flag racing. Green flag in the air, and already Canuti with a great jump up on that high side. But Zachary Cox using that low lane right now, finding the grip down there, staying side by side with Canuti. They are 3 wide behind. Michael Rosenberger was in the middle of Michael Provolt. You see Cody Moore now working that low lane. As they are 3 wide, Zachary Cox up on the high side, Rosenberger in the middle, Cody Moore on the bottom. As Rosenberger is now looking down to the bottom of Zachary Cox, and Todd Mays, Uncle Todd has gone around. He's stuffed into the inside wall. And that's going to bring out more trucks involved. A big parking lot in turn number 1. That's going to bring out our 10th caution of the night and our 10th wreckage rewind. So you see Todd in the middle of Michael Provolt and Kyle Mays. We see Uncle Todd just pushes up the track, catches the 74 of Brian Merle Jr. See Logan Hagerman trying to sneak through there as well. They make contact, Uncle Todd and Logan. That sends Uncle Todd down into the inside fence. Logan Hagerman, though, trying to gain control, comes right up in front of Mark Shavers. Brian Merle Jr. nowhere to go. They make contact. Butchino able to sneak through up on the high side. Then David Hartney gets into Junior. Those 3 get connected. Here comes Blake Hensley trying to lock it down. He makes some hard contact. Craig Schroeder spins it to avoid contact. And that puts Uncle Todd in the back. Now he is behind Devin Butchino, who runs back in 9th, and Uncle Todd in the 13th position. Putting Devin Butchino back into the money spot as he is currently ahead of Uncle Todd. Now, if you're just joining us, Devin Butchino and Todd Mays have a little side bet here, $20 to whoever finishes ahead of the other. So far, both of them have been caught up in a few wrecks. None of their own doing, though. Just getting caught up in other people's mistakes. Right now, they run Butchino in 8th and Uncle Todd in 13th as the green flag is back in the air. Canuti with a great jump trying to get around his teammate Will Witt. Rosenberger up on the high side, currently in 3rd. They are 3 wide behind Zachary Cox. Oh! Zachary Cox gets hit by Michael Provolt. Down into Cody Moore. Cody is able to keep it straight. Provol's up in the wall. Cody Moore throwing a bit of a slider there in front of the 51 of Zachary Cox. Cox back down to the bottom. He's going to throw his own slide job. Here comes the crossover from Cody Moore, who's way out of shape. He's going to lose a couple positions here. As here comes the 55 of Kyle Mays up on the high side. Cody's going to get back in line behind Zachary Cox, move himself solidly into the 5th position. Devin Butchino back here in this mess. There's 3 wide race behind. Michael White is around, and Cody Moore is around as well. That's going to bring out another wreckage rewind. As this one started actually with Michael White spinning. See if we can bring up the replay here and see what happened to Michael White. Now it looks like he had some connection issues, and then Cody Moore up on the high side, and just catches the wall, comes sliding down across the track. And Cody, here we go. This is what happened to Michael White. Running all by himself, under speed, gets down, and he's just in that slick, and you see him in that slicked off part of the track. He slides down to the inside. Will Witt goes on by, and that's what actually brought the caution out. So with just 9 laps to go, Will Witt has led every single lap. But now he's got Rosenberger restarting on the inside. Brian Canuti's going to restart in third, and the 51 is Zachary Cox. Excuse me, back in the 4th position. Kyle May's having a great run up into the top 5. It looks like we're going single file restart now with 10 to go. Green flag is back in the air. Kyle Mays is looking down underneath Zachary Cox, just not able to get underneath Cox here, as here comes Provo. Oh, Provy's up in the wall hard. He's going to allow Shavers to get down underneath, as Provo's just trying to hold it up there to keep from making more contact. Right behind Devin Butchno has Logan Hagerman all over the back bumper. And David Hartney down on the low side, just trying to stay down out of the way. Rosenberger starting to chase down Will Witt. This is the first time Will's had someone within a half second of him all race long, and he is right there on the back bumper of that 3 machine as he's trying to hold on to the 2nd position, as we have just 7 laps to go, 6.5 laps to go as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Well, for the back, Logan Hagerman has David Hartney down on the low side. Hartney trying to hold on to a top 10 finish. He's working that low lane and starting to make it work down there. He's moved up a couple spots already, and he's throwing a slider here on Butch now. He's continuing to make that low lane work. Now Hartney up into the 7th position as he's trying to get around Mark Shavers. Shavers coming back on the high side, but Hartney right back down to that low lane. Oh, gets a little too sideways now, and he's going to lose all that he just gained. Rosenberger now falling back behind Will Witt, currently in the 2nd position, and he is just about a second back. Will Witt's dealing with some lap traffic. See the 31 of Blake Hensley up down on the bottom now as Will Witt catches the wall just a little bit. Michael Provolt has looped it around, and the caution is back out. As we take a look to see what happened to Michael Provolt here to bring out the caution. Provy was having such a great run. He was up in the top 5. See him have some issues though, bouncing off the wall a little bit as he just gets down into the corner in the slick stuff and just loses traction and catches the inside wall, bounces back across the track, but just a single car spin. Michael Provolt's going to make his way past pit road, so he's not going to come pit. It is going to lead us, though, to a green-white checker. And we will have 2 attempts at a green-white checker. So if the white flag comes out, the yellow flag will be put away. But if the yellow flag comes out before the white flag, then we will have 1 more attempt to do it all over again. If the yellow flag comes back out, the race will be over. So can Will Witt hang on to it, or will we have a surprise upset by possibly Michael Rosenberger? Brian Canuti sitting back in 3rd place. But Zachary Cox back in the 4th position. He's going to be restarting on the high side. We've seen that high side. Actually, it's going to be a single file, so we've seen everybody up on the high side now as Will Witt comes back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. And Will Witt trying to hold on to the top spot with a hard-charging Michael Rosenberger. And Brian Canuti back in 3rd place. Ooh, Zachary Cox up into the wall. But he's got a little bit of a run here as he's going to take a look down to the inside of Canuti. He's going to pound it down in there. But Canuti up on the cushion, able to drive off the corner. 2 laps to go. Zachary Cox back down to the low side, trying to make that work again. As the white flag is in the air, we are on the last lap. Can Will Witt hold on, or is Rosenberger going to steal the win here? As Will's got a great lead, just over a half second. Brian Canuti back in 3rd as Will Witt comes off of turn number 4. And Will Witt is going to win it here at Eldora. Michael Rosenberger is going to come home in 2nd, and Brian Canuti brings it home in 3rd. But your winner tonight is the driver of the 53. Your Eldora winner in Xfinity, getting it done here in the trucks as well. And he's going to burn it down right here on the front stretch. It's hard to get any smoke on the dirt, but he's still going to blow his donuts here as we see drivers avoiding him on the front stretch. Let's take a look at the results. Will Witt is your winner over Michael Rosenberger. Brian Canuti, Zachary Cox, and Kyle Mays comes back for a 5th place finish. Devin Butchno comes home in 6th, wins his bet over Uncle Todd Mays. David Hartney in 7th, Michael Provolt in 8th, and then Uncle Todd back in the 9th position. 10th place was Mark Shavers. 11th was Logan Hagerman. 12th, Craig Schroeder. Blake Hensley in 13th. Cody Moore in 14th. 15th, Brian Merle Jr. Then Derek Chaput in 16th. Bobby Mays back in 17th. 18th was Michael White. David Wright back in, Michael White in 19th. Eddie Morris 18th. Michael White 19th. And David Wright comes home P20. Eli Raposa in 21st. Nick Mather and Brandon White make up your field here at Eldora. But it's all about our winner tonight, Will Witt, as we get ready to talk to our top 3 here. And let's start with our 3rd place finisher, Brian Canuti. Brian, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
Man, great job here on dirt yet again. Coming home P3. Track really started to slick off there, and we were seeing some problems in the back, but not quite as many problems as we saw in the Xfinity race. How are you able to keep yourself up front there all night long and keep yourself hooked up on that high side?
Oh, I was just trying my best, just try to get to the high side as quick as I could. And when we were at the beginning of the race or like on restart, stuff like that, when there are big gaps, I would try to run the bottom, try to stay out of anybody's way. That way, if there was any contact with anybody, I could just try to steer clear of it. And once it kind of, the field started to spread out, I would try to just find my way back up in there and just kind of slot myself in, even if I had to lose a couple positions to do it.
For sure, and that high side seemed to be the advantage all race long. I know you're having some trouble firing off on the low side. Was the low side just not the place to be on restarts?
Yeah, no, the low side was just horrible. There was no grip, there's no traction down there. It was just it was really hard to try to get going on the inside. I mean, if you were starting 4th, odds are you were going to be in 2nd come around after that first lap.
Well, a great job tonight coming home with the win. I know at least it's not a 2nd place finish, but we're here rooting you on as always. Before I let you go, there anyone you want to shout out? Any thanks you got to give here tonight?
Oh, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. Everybody over at Intensity Broadcasting, you guys do an awesome job. All the admins here at SCSRA, we got Sylvan, Eddie Moe and Michael Provolt, and then we also got kind of a new guy. He's running a new little league off to the side. Dylan Redding. Big shout out to him also. And I'll give a shout out to Will for doing the dirt sweep. So now he's officially the dirt king of the SCSRA.
Well, congratulations on the top 3 yet again, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
Yep, thanks, man. You have a good one.
You as well.
Yep.
So that was your 3rd place finisher, Brian Canuti. Let's bring in Michael Rosenberger, your 2nd place finisher. Michael, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Josh, I got you.
Man, bit of a surprise on your first season here in the SCSRA. Showing some speed on the oval, showing some speed on the dirt, showing some speed on the road courses. Kind of a man of many talents. First off, congratulations on the 2nd place finish. I know you didn't have much for Will there, but did you think you might have had him at any chance if maybe another yellow way to come out?
No, he had the line the whole time. He ran a great race. I'm not going to take that away from him, but that outside line was definitely the better line, and I think he got that more times than none just starting up front. That was the line, and it was faster. It was really hard to go inside to outside and get back in the line. With traffic coming through, but I would have liked to have like a 20 lap stint and raced with him, because I think we would have taken that one to the house.
For sure. And the cautions coming out, not quite as many cautions as we had in the Xfinity race, but definitely throwing a hinder in. But we had some green flag runs, and we see the track really change as the night went on. You said that high line was kind of the place to be. Did you find any grip down on the bottom as the race went on, and did you think that bottom may have came in if we would have got a long green flag run?
Yeah, for sure. The towards the end there, it was getting pretty slick at the top. So if you entered high and dove inside and exited on the inside line, that was going a little faster. During practice, when the track was worn, it was a little faster than that high line. So yeah, it would have came in. Yep, for sure.
Well, congratulations again on the runner-up finish. Before we let you go tonight, anyone you want to shout out? Anyone you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, my DBC clothing teammates. We got Wes, Eli, David, and my crew chief tonight, Jeffrey Belk. Huge thanks to him. W Energy, PigletGear.com, Steve Ayers Paints, you guys for broadcasting, Canuti, Morris, all you guys, Sylvan, all you guys that make this happen, man. I wish I would have got the win tonight, but I'll take second and run with it.
Yeah, good points tonight for sure. As we move on, and good luck to you in the next round.
All right, thanks, Josh.
There you have it, your 2nd place finisher, Michael Rosenberger. Let's bring in your winner here tonight. I'll find that truck right there parked in Victory Lane. That is your winner, Will Witt. Will, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Loud and clear.
Man, congratulations on sweeping dirt here in the SCSRA, both leagues here tonight. Congratulations on that first and foremost. And leading every single lap in that awesome paint job tonight, the tribute to our fallen heroes. First off, I want to say, what were you able to do differently than everybody else here tonight? Because you were just able to pull right away as soon as the drop of the green flag happened.
Pretty early on in practice, I figured out that you don't need to be full throttle here. I think when a lot of guys were just spinning the rear wheels up, I was able to keep it underneath me, and I was able to go forward with that. I know there were some fast guys tonight. I mean, Brian was right there for a lot of it. Rosenberger, I think that's how you pronounce his name, was right there all night too, so he was kind of worrying me. But I don't know. I think a lot of it is just the experience at this track and even in the trucks.
Yeah, Rosenberger was saying that he was hoping that you might have had like a 20-lap run because he might have had a chance if the track went a little slicker tonight. And we didn't really see the track slick off too much. I did see that lane starting to slick off on the top and people starting to make some moves down on the bottom. And you just never had the opportunity to have to go down to the bottom. So do you think if there was a green flag, though, the complexity of this race might change just a little bit?
Oh, for sure. I think it would have cleared off more because especially by the end, the top was starting to get slick. I mean, I would say I think if this race went another 10 laps, you would have started to see guys drop to the bottom, 20 for sure, because it was starting to get slick. It was still fast up there, don't get me wrong, but it was really starting to slick off.
And we saw a couple drivers jumping the cushion there, and that was the only danger of running that high side. But again, Will, just showing that you can dominate here on dirt. And congratulations with the win. Before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out, any thanks you got to give here tonight?
Oh, for sure. Obviously, I want to thank you guys first and foremost for doing the broadcast, Intensity Broadcasting. You up at the booth do a great job week in and week out. Brian for hosting the league and making sure we all have a good time. Everybody on my YXU team, besides Colin because he decided to play ball tonight. So Cody, Nick, Brian, those guys helped me out a lot. And Mick, he usually does my paint schemes. I know tonight I don't have one on. I figured this was a little more suiting for Memorial Day weekend. So other than that, it was a fun race overall. But that's about all I got to thank tonight.
Well, congratulations here tonight. How do you like your chances tomorrow night at New Hampshire?
I'm hoping I could. I was thinking about that earlier. I was talking to somebody about that. I'm hoping I can sweep the week too. I know I won there last season. I got a pretty good chance. I know there's some fast guys there. Cody was fast last time we were there. He was right on my butt the whole time. I think Colin said he'll be there. I know he's fast there, so it should be interesting. Hopefully, I can go for a week sweep this time.
Well, awesome. Again, congrats on the win, parking it in that awesome victory lane here at Eldora, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, let's hope. Have a good one.
You as well. So there's your winner tonight, Will Witt, sweeping the dirt here in the SCSRA. Again, congratulations to him. And congratulations to everybody in the top three and everybody putting on a great race tonight. We had a few cautions here tonight, but some great racing throughout the pack. 3, 4, and 5 wide racing at times. So it was a wild one here tonight, and looking forward to tomorrow night at New Hampshire. Atlee Atman Weiss will have the call for that one here on Intensity Broadcast. And of course, Thursday night is our Thunderstruck Series. Friday night, we're still waiting for the Xfinity race season to start back up with the original Rebels. Send It Cup Series, it's going to be their last race of the season on Saturday. And then our truck doubleheader is going to be the final race of that season as well. So you're not going to want to miss it at all. Some great racing all week long. So tune in here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to check out our store, IntensityRacing.com. And as always, thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.